sure. I just tried to go live and it wasn't working. I'm hoping it's working this time. Grand Rising. Let me see if everybody's getting up. This is working now. We're not going to be very long. We're going to do some more lives this weekend. I just wanted to kind of come real quick and talk about this whole thing with the debt. We got $34 trillion of debt. And just something to kind of talk about, because they're adding $1 trillion every 100 days. $1 trillion every 100 days. $333 billion of debt every single month. Now, how long can this continue? It's all leading up to our new year. How the last few months, it's just exploded, the amount of debt that they've been running up. So it's like, they know that they're coming to the end, and it's like they're just having a spending spree going on, and I kind of did some calculations, and it was like, if they continue at that pace, which they know is going to increase, it would be like they would double the debt in around 9 years. But we know it would be even quicker than that. So it's like, you can tell, it's like they know that it's a wrap. They know that they're not even trying to sustain their nation anymore. They're just trying to spend as much money as they can as they exit stage left. Now, something else to kind of think about is this. How is it that the Fed gets to keep their job? If they're responsible for fiscal policy, and, they talk about the Republicans being, conservative with the money and the stuff that they spend money on. They're supposed to be the fiscally conservative people. But you ran up this kind of debt. How do you get to keep your job? That's what I want to know. How do you get to keep your job when you do have the reins and you get to make all the decisions, and you manage to run up this kind of debt? It's like we've been held to these ridiculous standards this whole time, but these people don't hold themselves to absolutely any standards whatsoever. And this whole society, all they want to do is blame you or accuse you of things that they are guilty of. You know what I'm saying? It's just amazing to see, and the Most High just put it on my spirit, just talking about this morning, about how the Most High said he was going to put a foolish nation over us. And that is exactly what he's done. He's put an absolutely ridiculously foolish people over us, and these people don't take responsibility for anything. It's like, man, we got this huge debt because this lady was like, I'll put a video later on when I come back and do a longer live. We'll kind of go play some videos and go over it. But it was like, she was talking about it was Durban or whatever, also saying that we're broke as a nation. But how are we going to go forward? It's like, how is it that you guys seem to think that you can be the ones that destroy our nation monetarily? Can't even say words today. And you get to keep going. It's like, oh, we're broke. We don't have any. Well, how are we going to fix this going forward? Why would we let you continue? Why would the Most High allow you to continue in these positions? You guys do not take responsibility for anything. See, I've been getting these comments, and it's hilarious, talking about how we think everything is about color. I'm like, we don't think everything is about color. That's what you guys have done. You're the one that pushed the whole one drop of Negro blood means you're Negro. You guys are the ones who's done that. You guys are the ones that set up all these rules that would not allow so-called black and brown people to get loans for homes. You were the ones that did not allow us to go to school with your kids. And we were excluded because of the color of our skin. All these things that you have been responsible for, okay? And you've been blaming everyone else for things that you've been responsible for. But there is one video I do want to play that Brother Modiel shared with me. And it's just talking about how, like, many of these young white children, well, they're not children anymore. They're like, 20 to 30, 18 to 30, are like not wanting to, they pretty much have lost faith in their system. Now, see, it's different before because you guys were able to hide all of your dirt. Now all of your dirt is being exposed. And since all this dirt is being exposed, now people are getting, many of these young kids, young Anglo kids are getting depressed. Many kids are getting depressed, but see, welcome to our lives. They're seeing as there's not much of a future. Welcome to what our children have been looking at this whole time. And you only have yourselves to blame. I want to play this one right here.
Someone answer this question. What is going on with emerging adult white males between the ages of, say, 18 and 25? To 30. I ask you this because most of the clients that come to me have young adult white males between 18 and, say, 30, and they are sleeping all day, gaming all night, hiding from their parents, hiding from the world, smoking a lot of weed. They don't want to grow up. And I don't want to use inflammatory language, but I have seen so much of this in the last 18 months that I would say this is an epidemic. And I don't think it's just one thing. I think it's a complex issue. I think it has to do with the attraction of gaming and the escape of, with losing faith in the world and the way it's going at the moment.
So these guys are losing faith in the world and the way that it's going right now. Now, I think
in some ways we all hit that.
And I think that a lot of it is true. Many people, especially if you don't have the Most High right now, if you don't have a really good base or foundation of understanding right now, I can see why many people are losing faith, especially many of these young people are losing faith. See, you put your faith in this system. How could you have faith when you hear about how this country has $34 trillion of debt? There's no way that can be paid off. And then the lady was also talking about how there's like $1.1 trillion of credit card debt between the people, showing that people are falling deeper into debt because they can't make ends meet, on top of the government also now being in debt, and they can't make ends meet, where they're able to borrow $333 billion a month. That is not sustainable. But see, this is all, how is this all a culmination? All is just a coincidence. We're coming to our new year right now. We're coming into our new year right now. Couple more, couple weeks, week and a half. Then we also have this comet that's going to be coming. I saw on 432 the drop, but the dragon comet, or this devil comet, right, in the year of the dragon. Right now, it's supposed to be coming also around April 8th. I mean, there are just so many signs out here right now that you can see that everything is coming to a head. But see, they want to make it seem as if, and they've done a great job with this, is looking forward as if they are always going to be in control. Just like these people ran up all this debt, and now they want to, well, how are we going to go forward? What are we going to do moving forward? How are we going to save Social Security? See, Social Security was all, now that a lot of other people now, so-called Anglo people, might not be getting Social Security, now there's a problem. But see, you guys set up Social Security to screw us people of color over from jump. Our people couldn't get Social Security because they excluded people who worked in the fields and the people who were like maids, people who worked in the homes, okay, of Anglo people. They excluded us from many of the benefits. And now, they want to try to figure things out. There is no figuring things out. You guys don't get to keep your jobs after you have this testimony. See, this is why you guys always want to ignore your testimony. Your testimony, we talk about spiritually in the churches. We talk about what you guys did with the Greeks destroying the Israelites, the Romans destroying the Israelites, the Romans and the Greeks disconnecting us from our heritage, making it illegal for us to follow our power. That's just the spiritual destruction that you guys have brought. Now look at the fiscal destruction that the Most High gave you the opportunity to run the government, and look at what you've done with it. You ran up all this debt. You guys were the lenders. You guys were in a position to lend. You had the best lands in the world, and you screwed it up. How is that possible? See, the whole part of the blessing is that the Most High gives you these lands. And these lands, okay, make you the lender, not the borrower. Most High gave you an opportunity to run our blessing. He gave you the lands. And what did you do with it? You ran it into the ground. You ran it into the ground so much that you now have $34 trillion of debt. You ran it into the ground so bad that now you are racking up $1 trillion of debt every 3 months, every 100 days. See, you want to make it seem as if the Most High is not looking at all this. You see what I'm saying? You guys have done a horrible, piss poor job of being in charge. But see, they want to come to our channel and say, well, Paul said, well, I know that the Most High, Jesus said this, but Paul said this, so therefore that supersedes what Jesus said. We know that God said this. This is how he's going to cleanse the lands in Numbers 35 and 33. But we get salvation because Paul said. I know it says in Jeremiah 30:16 that all people who had us in captivity are going into captivity. But Paul said that's not true. See, this is why this is a foolish nation. And really, and we're going to talk about this weekend. So you guys can all think about this. The Gentiles that are here as well. Please, Gentiles, Israelites, everyone, do me a favor on the next live. Let's all come together and think of anything that these people have said that is true. Please show me anything that you can prove that this foolish nation has given us. Because the more I think, the more I research, the more I see that these people have told us nothing that is true. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, we've been bringing out information after information. We bring in all this information Most High has been giving us. All praises to the Most High. And the Gentiles have nothing to come back besides Paul said, that's it. You ran up all this debt, but you get to continue in that position. I don't think that anyone would be able to keep their job after running the nation into this much debt. You see what I'm saying? So now we're like at the point where it's like, look, how long do you think the Most High is about to allow you to keep the reins of power? Because they love to think that they got all this time to get things right. And it's like, how is that even possible? How is that even possible? You guys, society, you guys were the ones that divided everyone by race. It was not us. So now that we talk about things according to race at times, you want to act as if we're the ones that started all this, when it was you that's done all this. You see what I'm saying? It's like, hey, great seeing you, Sister Pat. Great video earlier. Thank you again to the moderators. I appreciate you. I said, it's going to be really quick. I said, because it's just amazing to see that these people have ran everything into the ground and think that they get to continue. And it's crazy because now there's all these signs in the sky and they think that they're in some position to tell you what these signs mean now. How is it possible that you guys have ran everything into the ground and you think you get to keep that job? How is it that you've gotten everything wrong in the Bible, but you think you can come to us and tell us what the Bible means? How do you think that you can destroy society and then think that you get to tell us how society should be run? I mean, it's absolutely amazing to see. Now, all of a sudden here in my area, housing prices are jumping through the roof. But it makes sense because when I saw this picture and it showed how much debt has just jumped up in the last few months, so that must mean that they're printing money so at such a ridiculous pace that our purchasing power is just getting less and less and less. You know, and when I played that video earlier about a lot of like these Anglo kids being like, you know, feeling that there's no hope, it's like, well, now welcome to what our children have been dealing with. Welcome to how our children have had to live. Our children and our people have had to deal with a situation of no hope, but we didn't have the opportunity to just stay in our rooms and just game all night and sleep all day. We still had to go out there and deal with reality. We weren't allowed to just go in and just, you know, close ourselves off to the world and just sit around and do nothing. We've all had to deal with this. Welcome. Hey, great seeing you, Sister Lisa. Great seeing you. We've all had to deal with these horrible circumstances. Now it's just your turn. It's just your turn to deal with these circumstances. There's no way around what is coming. You can ignore our videos. You can ignore what's here. You can unsubscribe. You can leave. But none of that will stop what is coming. I like that Anointed Hands tag. You're it. That's exactly it. There's no way. Hey, man, we ran around here, you know, depressed all the time. We were always depressed because no matter what we did, nothing ever worked out for us. Now that is switching to you. But see, y'all had no problem with it when we were dealing with it, with the curses. You just ignored us and continued on with your lives, which is exactly what we're going to do now. We're going to, hey, nothing to see here. Please keep it moving. Please keep walking. Nothing to see here. There's no tears coming from us. There's no prayers coming to you from us. You know, because when I was in high school, there was this team that we used to play against. And we were in the inner city. We were in a bad area. They were in a very rich area. And we would play them, and we beat them once, or we beat them a few times, but we beat them once, you know, very well-to-do area. And one of the guys on the team, after they lost the game, said, well, they might have won the game, but we are going to win in life. I was like, I never forgot that statement. It was, you know, I was young at that time. But he said, the player said, yeah, you might have won the game, but we're going to win at life. And they actually put that stuff in the newspaper. Now, you might have won in this life. You might have won in this matrix system, but you damn sure are not going to win in eternity. See, eternity is here now. And now we can say the same thing to you. You might have won this game, but we're going to win in eternity. And that's exactly it. You keep that same energy, bruh. Keep that same energy, because that's exactly what we are going to do now. And it's amazing because the guy probably thought he was getting over. You know, and he probably he enjoyed his last few years. He enjoyed his last few decades. But see, now, I bet you the spirit is on him now. I bet you those angels, those spirits are around him now. Oh, you thought you won in life, huh? Oh, I'm sure these videos probably popping up. You know, he's probably on the internet late at night looking at stuff, and one of these videos pops up. Maybe even this video will pop up. Maybe he'll hear this one, and he'll remember his words and how he's going to be eating those words now. He's going to be eating those words, saying how he was going to win in life, and we might have won the game. says the Most High he's cold like that. You know what I'm saying? He's cold like that because, see, now they're going to come and tell us, well, you guys need to be praying for us and we all need to come together now. I was like, we weren't coming together when you guys were on top. You weren't worried about that then. You made it a point to tell every single group that came here, don't go with those black people. Those black people are evil. Those black people right there, they're evil. Stay away from them. You put that seed in their minds from jump. You are the ones who did everything about color. Stay away from those black people. They're evil. They're this, they're that, right? You guys did that. So, like I said, so you guys keep that same energy. Okay? We are not in this together. Exactly. We are not in it together. Just the way you treated us is the way you're going to be treated. It's called karma. You ran up this debt of $100 trillion. Look, we weren't in any position to spend any of this money. In fact, even at the end, you're still spending all this money, run up all this debt on other people. You didn't even pay your bills. You didn't even pay, to get some restitution or reparations for the so-called Israelites or so-called Negroes. You didn't even spend any money on that. It's like you got all this money, but you paid everything except your bills. You got all this money, but you paid everything except your mortgage. And now you're about to get evicted. You went out and partied and hung out with all your friends and paid, you went to the bar and paid for rounds for everybody else. You were partying up for hundreds of years, but you never paid your mortgage. And now they're coming to evict you. They're coming to evict you now. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about this $100 trillion because, like I said, you ran this debt up. You screwed up spiritually. You screwed up financially. You screwed up morally. All right. You screwed up the society. And you think that you're going to go forward? Not going to happen, bro. But be on the lookout for some more videos. Definitely. I got so much more information. Most High's downloading and giving me. I'm going to be bringing up more information. And definitely probably some more, maybe another live tomorrow or Saturday. Maybe both tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday. We'll see. There's just so much to talk about. But I want to come back. We'll come back together again soon, family. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about this $100 trillion and how they seem to think that, well, how are we going to fix this? There's no fixing this. This is a wrap. Great hangout, everybody. Shalom.